it's time. It is time to finally announce the nominees for another Scuffed Game Award show. I am not wearing pants. For this award show, you are the one who voted, so this is essentially your fault. If you don't like the choices, it's kind of on you, and I like that because I get to just sit back and watch. So without further ado, let's talk about the nominees for the very first and perhaps last, if this all comes crashing down around me, another game award show that's really scuffed. What the fuck did I name this thing? Another Scuffed award, another Scuffed Game Award show. I don't know what I'm doing. The nominees for Old MMO of the Year are EverQuest 2, World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings Online, and you know what the next one is. You know what the last one is gonna be. EverQuest. Yes, both EverQuest and EverQuest 2 got nominated over the likes of Old School RuneScape, Ultima Online, DAOC, and EVE Online. So if you ever had a question of what MMO some of the most engaged members of this community enjoyed, well, wonder no longer. The nominees for the best PvP MMO are Dark Age of Camelot. Yes, that game is actually still around. Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, and due to a statistical tie, we actually have 5 nominees for this award, because there really wasn't a way to separate them. The last 2 filling out this category are Elder Scrolls Online and Warhammer, Return of Reckoning. I expect this category to be pretty damn competitive, so make sure you vote. And now, moving on to another very, very competitive award, the best PvE MMO. Your nominees are, shockingly, EverQuest, Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft, and Guild Wars 2. Now, one of my favorite categories on here is going to be this one, the indie MMO category. For this one, I realize I dropped the ball by not having an indie RPG category, so we'll fix that next year. But your nominees are Embers Adrift, Palia, or Palia, I still don't know how to say it, Albion Online, and Project Gorgon. From indie MMO to wide open field of MMOs that may actually never come out, or when they do come out, we may actually not be able to see anymore because we're that fucking old. I'm getting there already. Yep. The most anticipated MMO of the year. Your nominees are Monsters and Memories, Ashes of Creation, Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen, and EverQuest 3. 3 indie MMOs and one that was announced in a presentation that may not come out until 2028 at the earliest if they hit that mark. Yeah, we're desperate. we really want some of those classic style MMOs, don't we? I'm a little surprised that some of the more concrete MMOs, some of the more big budget MMOs with a lot of flash to them didn't make this list. Things like PAX Day or Chrono Odyssey or Throne and Liberty or even the Riot MMO. Yeah, I know the Riot MMO is still in like a nebulous space that if it'll even launch, or even like the Pixel Castle MMO. Those got votes, but just not enough to make it into the nominees. The next genre is one that is growing on me personally. You see, it's kind of merging some of the best parts of the MMO genre, some of the best parts of the RPG genre, and that is the PvE Survival Game of the Year. Your nominees are Valheim, Conan Exiles, No Man's Sky, and Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. Like MMOs, I felt like these sorts of games take some time to grow, but they also have some staying power. Just look at the nominees. Only one of them actually released this year. Others have been out for years or are still in early access. But that doesn't stop us from looking ahead to some other PvE survival games. Your nominees for the most anticipated PvE survival games are, stop me if you've heard this one before, but Valheim, and this one being the full release of Valheim. Enshrouded, Nightingale, and Arc 2. Moving from the hybrid game to something a bit more traditional, what is the best RPG of the year? Your nominees for RPG of the year are Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Sea of Stars, and The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. And like I said, this is kind of where I realized that I should have at least had an indie RPG category next year. But speaking of next year, or the year after that, or the year after that, or 2030 maybe, I don't know. Most anticipated RPG. Your nominees for the most anticipated RPG of the year are Dragon's Dogma 2, Dragon Age 4, Dreadwolf, Path of Exiles 2, and Elder Scrolls 6. Seems like you all like some fantasy in your RPGs, or perhaps in the release date, maybe a little bit of both. But what about the most hotly contested category? The one that had by far the most entrants, and took me so freaking long just to put the number of RPGs in there, and you still got mad at me for ones that I left out. Yeah. Best old RPG. I need better names for these categories. It just sounds almost rude. And you know what? But take a look first. Before we announce the nominees, I want you to see how this chart looked. This pie chart that shows how the votes were like distributed among all of the old RPGs. And you'll also see just how close all of those votes were. Your nominees for the best old RPG are Chrono Trigger, The Witcher 3, Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Diablo 2, and yes, I absolutely had to add extra ones on here. Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy VII. It is an incredible list to be sure, but seeing my favorite RPG of all time, at least until Baldur's Gate 3 launched, Dragon Age Origins not even making it into the nomination cut, that was a bit of a gut punch. But there's a ton of other great RPGs that didn't make it. I like Fallout didn't make it. Mass Effect didn't make it. There's a lot of really good ones. A bunch of the Final Fantasies didn't make it. Even the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Like, there's just so many to pick from. Neverwinter. There's just so many. It's a very competitive category. And one that I wonder, will it change next year? Our final category is another highly competitive one. And it's one that it's really personal to me because I know pretty much everyone that was nominated here in some capacity. I've either worked with them or I'm just a fan of their content. And so I was really interested to see how you would vote for these content creators. And god damn, I have a really stupid name for this category. The small content creator of the year category. People under 200,000 subscribers or followers. I'll come up with this. Give me an example of a better name for this award next year, and I'll work on that. But please vote on this one, because like I mentioned in the voting, I will be giving a monetary prize to the winner of this award. So vote for your favorite content creator. Your nominees for this award are Mitch Mannix, The Nathan Napalm, Vulcan Gaming, Wolfheart FPS, Pantheon Plus, and Ion Blaze. Each and every one of these nominees is deserving of this award, and I have linked them down below if you want to go check them out. Everyone that was in the list originally is a deserving and wonderful content creator. I really suggest going to check them out. You will not be sorry. These are fantastic people. Go and vote for your favorite MMOs, your favorite RPGs, your favorite PvE survival games, and your favorite content creator, and let's make this a memorable and fun and extremely scuffed award show that we can all share together as a community. I am over my head in this, but I'm still very excited. Go vote now. We are gonna have a fantastic time. I have some very special guests and a very special co-host that I'm very excited to share with you. And content creators, please go ahead and feel free to vote live if you would like to. Share this with your community. Get them to vote. Tell them to vote for you. Like, you know, like, be shameless in it. Stuff the ballot box for yourself. Voting begins now, but it ends on December 20th, and we will have the live award show on December 22nd. It will be live on both Twitch and here on YouTube. So you're like trying to get as many people to see it as possible. And please feel free, if you're a content creator, share your votes, vote live. Share whatever you want. Feel free to live stream the event if you want to, co-stream it, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna send you any damn copyright strikes or anything. Please feel free. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for the response to this. We had hundreds of votes. I was blown away by just how many people actually voted. So thank you so much for voting for your favorites in the nomination, and thank you for everyone who's going to vote in the awards themselves. I really appreciate you. This feels crazy to me to do something like this, but I'm having fun with it, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you later in December.